Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Trek Online, and the final 2 episodes, and indeed they're a two-parter, of J'Ula's discovery. They have nothing to do with J'Ula. So I was sick in the last episode, which is why it's been... Oh, I don't have to explain. The schedule's been all over the place for a while now. But I was sick. I got bronchitis since then, and have since recovered. But it turns out I've developed an allergy to penicillin.
Marvelous. The long-range sensor arrays in the Trailer system went offline recently. Last thing they picked up before that happened was a Borg scout ship. I'm heading to Trailus now to investigate. If this is the beginning of a new Borg incursion, I could use some backup. Meet me there as soon as you can.
Well, if it isn't Captain/Civilian 7 of 9 of the USS Enterprise G/USS Titan/ it doesn't actually exist in this timeline.
Until next time.
Which will be very soon. Helm, set course for the Trailer system. Because I suppose we're on patrol and we're, like, in the area. Set course for the Trailer system with our transwarp drive. I think the paracetamol is working. It's a very pretty system. Start at 84999. That is the first start I've ever had.
Spotting a Borg scout here made a lot of people nervous, and with good reason.
Hold on, what was that start date? I'm gonna, slow it down for you guys with the magic of editing, and I'm gonna have to take record of that for the next captain's log, so I can make it consistent with that start date. Because at the moment, whenever I make a captain's log video, I guess the start date. I'm sorry to hear that, Captain/Civilian.
So, some old friends called in a favor, and here I am. I came here looking for Borg, but the real problem turned out to be sabotage. Orion smugglers fouled up the long-range array, but they left the short-range sensors intact. I have plenty of evidence from the sensor logs to turn over to Alliance officials.
Lovely. And the Borg are not here?
Still a concern. If they're sizing up this quadrant as an incursion zone, we need to know about it.
Lovely.
I have a few ideas on upgrading the sensor arrays, making them harder to disable and better at spotting Borg. Beam me over and we can sort out the details.
Stand by for transport, I suppose. We'll leave your USS Crow River to just do its thing, I suppose. Stand by for transport. Now, a while ago, a long time ago, I got a very nice screenshot of a runabout, this runabout in this mission right in front of my then ship, which was an Odyssey, and that was before I started the YouTube series. And I would like an image like that for the thumbnail. I don't know if this is a nice screenshot, but I'm not trying any other angles. Transporter room, energize.
With your assistance, I can complete the modifications quickly.
Naturally. Harder port? Or, you know what? We're not in an emergency situation. Let's do just a leisurely turn to port, shall we, Devex? Let's not strain the inertial dampeners. This must be like the edge of the Federation sort of thing. That's the vibe. Satellite updates. Probably to the software, presumably. If we're not...
Good. Now that we have a working array, our next step will be initiating the new security protocols. Hold on. Are you seeing this? The long-range sensors just lit up like a Dabo table.
Yellow alert, analysis.
Reading a massive energy surge. We're being scanned.
Shields up.
Something's overriding all our control systems, attempting to bypass.
Right, this music is far too cheery. Shields up. Brace for impact. Stand by red alert and weapons. Launch fighters and the Aquarius.
Ship is under attack.
Woo! Oh, ew! Oh god, why does the ship look disgusting? Ugh.
Oh, that was unpleasant. Still, there are no damage reports, no casualties.
Ops, where the hell are we? Thank God the fighters and the Aquarius stayed with us on that little trip. Put them on a standard patrol, standby weapons, as I said before.
Scanning. This is unexpected.
Can you elaborate?
According to astrometrics, we were catapulted several hundred light years from Trailus to the Excalibur system.
Who? Excalibur? I seem to recall a few space legends about that place. Are we perhaps in one of those legends?
Here's some facts to go along with those legends. In the 23rd century, Excalbians abducted the USS Enterprise and subjected some of her crew to a series of combats. Some sort of morality test.
Right. It certainly feels like we've been abducted. So perhaps that is a foretelling of what we're about to experience. Lovely. Is it possible we're here for the same reason as I expect?
Feels that way to me. I doubt they dragged us all the way out here to have a ractogeno and talk about baseball. There's one way to find out for sure. Hail them and see what they want.
I would prefer a combat trial than a conversation about any sport, especially baseball. I've heard that it can be boring. Lots of atmospheric interference on Excalibur. We can't establish comms. Well, they brought us here for some reason. They must be able to they must contact us somehow.
I can boost the signal once the ship is in a standard orbit. Assuming the Excalbians are in a talking mood, we should have answers soon.
Well, they brought us here. If they're not in a talking mood, then what the hell? Helm, take us into standard orbit of Excalibur. Fighters, stand by for God knows what you'll even be able to do. These people seem very advanced. Full stop. 7, boost the comm signal.
We are receiving your signal. On behalf of the Excalbian people, I bid you welcome.
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who you are, but I seem to recall seeing your style of attire in certain human holiday programs, period pieces. Fascinating.
That is a complicated matter, I'm afraid. I think it would be easier to discuss it face to face. We've prepared a meeting ground on the surface of Excalibur. It meets your needs for atmosphere and climate, as I understand them. Will you join us there?
Certainly.
Welcome, friends. I do hope the local climate is to your liking.
The climate's fine. It's our abduction that we have a problem with, friend.
My apologies. It was not an action of my choosing, I can assure you.
J'Ula true.
Your presence is required for a matter of great importance.
Certainly
Greater
hope
than
so.
conversations with dead presidents?
Long
He's a
ago,
president?
the two of us were involved in a study, if you will.
An evaluation of two concepts, good and evil.
I think we just saw
the
them in our
initial
records.
results were ultimately inconclusive.
The debate has continued since that time.
We now seek a final resolution.
What does that have to do with us, exactly?
You have been chosen as advocates for the concept of good.
I'm
But
flattered.
you will not face it alone.
Well, the uniform's familiar.
Hello. Looks like we have a lot of work to do here.
That's putting it mildly.
To another 23rd century interloper? Although this one brought here by the same abductors that took us. Should we change into away team uniform? Probably. We would be on guard, certainly. On behalf of the Alpha Quadrant Alliance, specifically the Romulan Republic and Starfleet, I am Captain Kel Inra of the Federation starship Laenara.
You have questions. I will attempt to clarify our intentions.
Thank you.
In this trial, you will be accompanied by associates that we have created for you.
Well, the
You will
officer?
confront a variety of situations in opposition to evil forces.
Have you abducted?
Your actions will be judged, as will those of your opponents. The prevailing concept will guide us as a people. We shall pursue the virtues of good, or the vices of evil.
Personally, I find violence to be certainly very biased in favor of one of those sides. Why have you chosen that as a means to evaluate the concepts? It's not an equal footing.
We find violent conflicts produce pure examples of good and evil.
Really?
They provide the best results to evaluate and judge.
And if we refuse to participate?
Failure to participate will be seen as your endorsement of the supremacy of evil.
And...
The trial will then conclude with a judgment in favor of evil, and our subsequent pursuit of the concept as a guiding principle.
Okay, fantastic. The next steps of an entire race are now resting at our feet. Oh, God. Lovely.
The trial awaits you. Proceed through the portal behind me when you are prepared.
Brilliant. Maybe I should have brought
I think
it...
we need to be cautious when dealing with the Excalbians. They're a lot like Q, minus a sense of humor. Fashion sense could use a little work, too.
I mean... I don't know, if you're going for a sort of period look, it works. This one's naked.
For now, I say we play their game and stay in one piece. Look for opportunities to swing things in our favor. Our new teammate here might have some insight into the situation as well.
Indeed. Anything you'd like to add? Commander.
Michael Burnham, of the USS Discovery.
Oh, that's familiar. Starfleet vessel with a considerable history. No? They've been classified. Anyway, regardless, I'm familiar with the name Discovery.
Judging by your uniforms, I'd say I'm in the future. The last thing I remember was preparing for battle with my crew, and the crew of the Enterprise.
I know that name.
Since we're having this discussion, I'm guessing we won that fight. My apologies, my memory's a bit fuzzy. Possibly a side effect of whatever brought me here.
Well, welcome to 2411, Commander.
Over 150 years. Fascinating. Right. I'll catch up later. Assuming we get through this trial in one piece.
Right. You're not going to react to this, because your brain simply cannot comprehend it. You might have assumed that I am some weird Vulcan with weird forehead things going on. I'm a Romulan.
You underestimate my power!
I'm sorry. That's not a Vulcan uniform I recognize.
Oh my god! That's because I'm not Vulcan. I'm not familiar with just the histories of things, if you guys were aware of us. I'm a Romulan on loan to Starfleet.
I clearly have a lot to catch up on. In my time, no one in the Federation has seen a Romulan.
Oh.
Despite fighting a war with them. I do apologize. It's just that I grew up on Vulcan. So, this is hard to process.
Well, unlike perhaps the reputation you're familiar with of my Romulan brethren, I'm chill. I have no issues with Vulcans or the Federation. As you can see, I'm wearing a Starfleet uniform. I take no offense, Commander. I'm sure it's unsettling.
To say the least. I suppose there's a very complicated story behind all of this.
Well, a while ago, we were actually originally a Vulcan faction in, like, their little civil war, when Vulcan primarily adopted the teachings of Sorag and the way of logic and emotional repression. My ancestors fled Vulcan, eventually settling on Romulus beside the planet Remus, and we evolved slightly differently. Most of us lost the ability to mind meld, things like that. But we're Romulans now, a distinct species, more or less.
I'd love to hear more. But this isn't the ideal place or time for a history lesson. Look, I want you to know, this will not affect my performance here.
You're a Starfleet officer.
Starfleet teaches its officers to be open to new discoveries, no matter how shocking they may be.
I appreciate your candor, Commander, but I did not anticipate that being a problem. I have a very high opinion of Starfleet.
Take heart, my friends. Yarnik has a forceful personality. But his voice is not the only one heard here. There are many Excalbians who would embrace virtues before vices.
And yet, they are planning on forcing everyone who disagrees with each other to follow one path, instead of doing what the rest of us do, and let individuals choose their own bloody paths and do their own bloody things. It's good to have allies, Mr. President.
Well said.
Captain.
And as one of your allies here, I have a warning for you. The trials are drawn from your past experiences and records.
Oh.
But they will not be identical recreations.
Oh.
There will be alterations to test your responses and those of your opponents. Expect the unexpected.
So basically this will be a holo simulation without safety protocols. Easy as pie.
Please accompany me.
Right, Tovin, weapons ready. Ah, the portal. My ear is itching. Well, considering you people are like lava people, is this like a Great Link sort of situation? And that lava I'm looking at is actually just the liquid forms of Excalbians? I'd be curious to know. I am curious to know. But let's get this over with. Tovin, we've done
Beyond
holodeck.
that portal, the first trial awaits. Good luck, my friends.
Tovin, we've done holodeck simulations. I don't need to, like, brief you on what the plan is here. I can't see. Fantastic.
My tricorder's showing a Class M tropical biome. By the look of things, this world is under attack. I'm reading a lot of weapons fire from several locations in the area.
This looks familiar. But something's different.
This place to hell.
Let's try to figure out what the Excalbians are testing here, shall we?
This is a safe position for now, but that could change soon. We need to get to cover fast. I see a plaza ahead. And casualties. Enemy forces may be in the area.
Well, let's go about this as we usually would if we were dumped in an actual war zone. Let's get in and move out. What? Injured Romulans there. Civilians, if memory
This
serves.
didn't happen long ago. Some of the bodies are still warm. Some of these injuries came from plasma weapons fire.
Rebel forces.
Romulan weapons.
Rebel forces are fighting the Romulan troops in the city. The Tal Shiar troops. I think? This is drawn from my past experiences, right?
Understood. You can fill me in on the details later.
Fantastic.
These Romulans are Tal Shiar, members of a covert military intelligence force. Their list of enemies is long. Any number of them could be responsible for this attack.
7, darling, she said we can fill her in later. Examine bodies. Oh, they are Tal Shiar. Those are some fond memories.
This one was killed by heavy plasma weaponry. Strange. I'm also reading trace amounts of several exotic particles in the area. Antiproton, tachyon. Whoever else was in this fight used some extremely advanced weapons.
Well, that certainly rings some bells regarding the Iconians.
Makes sense. The Iconians were allies of the Tal Shiar at this time.
I mean,
They were
very
probably fighting at their
broadly.
side. This may be one of the unexpected changes Lincoln warned us about. Iconians arriving here early.
They were very broadly allied, not really like allied. Lovely. Explore the plaza. Oh, defend yourself.
Some kind of construct.
Bloody heralds!
They're using anti-proton weapons.
Tobin, we've done this before.
Heralds. Not a good sign.
Never a good sign. Don't let them fuse. Oh, bollocks. Right, you guys just deal with that. I am pulling back to deal with this fused construct. Oh. Fused construct down. Force field emitter.
Those were Iconians?
Well, no. They were sort of modified servant species.
Heralds are augmented servants of the Iconians.
7,
They're
we
used
don't need a
primarily
history
as shock
lesson.
troops. We've encountered them before, but if they're here now, things are worse than expected.
Explain later. Work now.
There's a tactical force field blocking our way. That looks like the emitter over there. Should be simple enough to destroy it.
Let's take it out and move forward. I'll handle this, Tovin. Emitter down. I see heralds ahead, and they're fighting the Tal Shiar. Should be really into. Oh, maybe there's a rebel. No, there's a Tal
and
Shiar.
Heralds fighting Riemann combat squads. Wonderful.
So, these Remans, they're on our side.
Yes,
Good to know.
at least they were historically. Fused construct going for. Is that Obasek? Oh god, I hope they haven't dragged him into this. He's got political stuff to deal with. He's a politician now. Oh god, Tovin. Okay, I am going to go over here. And I'm going to heal a little bit. Tovin, darling. Do you not have healing stuff? You have healing stuff. Why aren't you using your healing stuff? Is that you, Obisek? Consul or minister or whatever rank you possess now in the Romulan hierarchy.
You there! I would speak with you!
Okay, no. This is not the actual Obisek, thank God.
Your timing is fortuitous, my old friend.
Okay, maybe it is the
My
real
resistance
Obisek.
forces are closing in on Hakiv's laboratory. But he has opened an Iconian gate.
Okay, no it isn't.
The Iconians have sent their minions to aid Hakiv. But all is not lost. We can still stop them.
This is effectively a holodeck character. Lovely.
The lab is not far from here. If we can fight our way past the guards, we can put an end to all this. And Hakiv.
Right, I'm gonna quickly test to make sure I don't treat you as a holodeck character when you're not. Do you know what's happening? Where were you last? You remembered you Romulus, right?
Excalbians? No, Iconians. Hakiv has brought them here. They're putting up quite a fight. I'll need all the help I can get to stop him. Will you help us?
Yes, my dear holodeck character. I shall play the
Looks like
story.
there's another tactical force field blocking the way. This Hakiv really doesn't want to be interrupted, does he?
Well, he's a Tal Shiar colonel. Delaying tactics. Let's find and destroy the shield emitter.
It may not be in an obvious place. Check the nearby buildings and rooftops.
We can scan for it if all else fails. Nope, it's exactly where I expected.
Excellent. Hakiv has holed up in the south like the cornered vermin he is. Once we're near his position, I can set up a jamming field to prevent him from beaming out. Then we can bring him to justice, at last.
Yes, let's bring the dead man to justice.
You might be able to block transporters, Obisek, but I doubt you can block a functional Iconian gate. As long as that remains open, Hakiv will be able to escape. Deal with the gate first, then you can talk about justice all you want.
Yes. Oh, fake Obisek, fake stakes. I mean, those punches really hurt, and Tovin was properly unconscious. So again, it's like a holodeck program with the safety protocols off, but... Oh god, this is basically something that we're just forced to do. But let's at least do it well. God, stop covering yourself! Enemies down? Do we have a force field emitter over there? That's a quantum mortar. And the force field emitter. Forward!
Ambush! Look out!
Oh, not much of an ambush. There's like... Oh! Oh, Christ above. Ah! Heal me! Someone! See, you can't give me no bridge officers and then expect me to do this at the same difficulty, guys. Ah! Tovin, you're not even moving. I'm acquiring injuries. Oh, if I restart the mission, I'm gonna properly restart the mission. Obisek, can you have your bloody remans follow us? Useless.
Obisek, so good of you to join us today. I've dreamed of ridding the galaxy of your stench for some time. And now, with the Iconians at my side, that dream shall become a reality.
Yes, lovely.
This ends now, Hakiv. No amount of Iconian or Tal Shiar scum will stop me. Blood calls for blood.
We have bigger problems. The Iconian gate is still online, remember? Hakeev can bring in Iconian reinforcements as long as it is.
So we need to find the gate. Where is the gate?
Then let's shut it down. Keep Hakeev and his forces busy while we work, or this trial will end real soon. And not in our
Understood.
favor.
You'll have the time you need, Commander. Oh, there's some Remans. Eight. Tobin is unconscious. What the? Oh, bloody!
I need help at the gate controls.
I need Tobin. Defiler. Do me a favor, guys, and
need help
don't
at the
just
gate
stand
controls.
next to it. You pompous bastard! Oh, Christ.
Taking fire over here.
Shut up, Seven! Ow! Defiler down! Oh. Sniper constructs! I have 2 injuries! Oh, Hakeev's down here. Right, we don't really need to deactivate it because
He has a stealth field.
Never mind.
Spread out. Find him.
You think you've stopped me? The Iconians already know. They know everything.
I don't
Delightful.
care. Blood calls for blood, Hakeev.
Delightful.
No, not like this.
Oh, right, we're advocating
You're
for
better
good.
than this.
Hold fire.
If you do this,
Sorry.
it won't be justice. It'll be murder. You
Guys,
don't
he's
have to
reaching,
do this.
He's reaching for a disruptor.
He must pay for what he's...
Ariene!
Good does not require you to be stupid.
Alright, what's the call? Help Obasek or catch Hakeev?
Help Obasek. Letting someone escape is less...
Obasek's in
Wait,
bad shape.
I don't know.
He needs field surgery right now, or he's not going to make it.
Unfortunately, I don't have a doctor.
Can't do this alone. I'll need your help to save him.
I'll get on
Hakeev's
with
getting
it.
away. If he leaves through a gateway, he could return with enough
The objective is to save Obasek. Is this the good thing to do? Oh, I was acting in haste. Maybe we should talk to bloody Hakeev. Abraham!
Rest easy, friends. This part of the trial has reached its conclusion. There's a portal nearby. Use it to return to Yarnek. He wishes to review the results of the trial.
Well, we let Hakeev get away, but we did succeed in driving him out of this planet, so it's a partial victory, and Obasek, the leader of the Free Remans, survived. Oh, did we only save him because he's a celebrity? Ugh.
I have a proposal for you.
I don't remember this very well. Right, how'd we do? I'm sure we failed because we failed to get rid of Hakeev.
At a critical moment, you move to save Obasek's life. Because of this, Hakeev escapes and convinces the Iconians to pursue a scorched earth assault on their enemies. Billions more die in the following war as a result. An intriguing choice, to be sure.
We defeated the... Well, actually, we came to a peace agreement with the Iconians in the actual war. I see no reason why we wouldn't in this fictional one. I stand by my decision.
To callously leave an ally to die upon the battlefield is not the mark of a strong soul. Saving the life of a comrade in the fight against evil was a brave and noble act, one worthy of praise rather than scorn.
The trial continues. Proceed through the nearby portal when you are ready to begin the next evaluation.
Very well.
Come this way for your next trial.
Can I replicate things to heal my injuries? No. Yes? No. No. Do I have anything? No. Well, I'm not leaving. What
was that?
Mr. President, I'm on my way. Right. Seeing as I've been dying constantly, I think maybe I can't switch which officer I have. Okay, so I was gonna switch to Tanar, but I don't know.
Any idea where we are? I haven't seen anything like this.
Is this the Enterprise J? Very advanced technology, alien design. Maybe it isn't.
This is the Anorex, a vessel designed for
Oh,
temporal
right.
warfare. A Krenim scientist named Noy used it to pursue an agenda of terror. We could be anywhere, at any point in time.
Time travelers, like Lincoln said, expect the unexpected. I don't remember him saying that. Well, onwards, we know how this works. Bloody Krenim. Hey!
Damage control teams. The ship's been in a rough fight.
And I cannot move properly. What is happening? Is this lag or an effect? Damage control teams is... You know, it would be interesting if the Laenara is sitting out there having fired upon this. If that's exactly where we are, that would be interesting.
This looks like some kind of command station.
Burnham, you're kind of rushing in. Terrans! What the bloody hell? Okay, they're kind of combining temporal agents with the Terran Empire.
The petty squabbles over the Tox Utat have become tiresome. First Krog, and now Azure and Boratus. They growl and demand and threaten to depart over the artifact like petulant children. If it were not a critical element of my plans, I would have left it on Ryza, along with the corpses of Picard and his charming thief.
So in this timeline, the temporal rebels succeeded by finding the Tox Utat before it was destroyed by Jean-Luc. Right, understood.
The Sphere Builders grow suspicious of my inquiries. I believe they begin to realize what my ultimate goal is, what I shall do once this war is won. Today, at Procyon 5, I will undo what the Alliance has done to them, to me, to my family. I will bring back my wife and child. All of this is for them, and no one will stop me.
The Sphere Builders are suspicious. Why? Captain's log, Specialist Krog. She was a... Nakul.
Krog becomes impatient, despite her successful recovery of the Tox Utat and the restoration of the Nakul star. She wants more. She wants revenge. It is tempting to use the Tox Utat on Sol, on Vulcan, on every star in the Alliance, but I have a better use for it at Procyon 5. Nakul vengeance shall have to wait.
Historically, in my experience, the Tox Utat was left aboard the Enterprise J. They utilized it under fire.
My plan to recruit Admiral Lita to the Temporal Liberation Front was
She's
a success.
Terran.
Keeping her loyalty, however, is quite challenging.
Oh, that was actually...
Like so many Terrans, her
That actually
dreams
happened.
of empire are strong. As long as those dreams remain in her reality, our partnership shall continue. The moment her dream takes hold in our reality, my reality, then the honeymoon, as they say, is over.
Well, that's likely what happened.
Funny, I've been to Procyon 5. It's unremarkable. In our time, at least. Looks like things change considerably in the next century.
I actually witnessed that. We're in the middle of the final battle of the Temporal War, which is obviously classified, so shut up about it.
And on the bridge of the enemy flagship, no less. Judging by the look of things, the battle may not be going well for this Temporal Liberation Front.
Well, it didn't. Historically, we won.
We should leave. By now, we've been detected by their security systems. And I'd rather not be around when they send combat teams to retake the bridge.
There's some sort of challenge here that they want us to use to prove whether good triumphs over evil. Will leaving further that goal?
There's a turbo lift down this way.
I suppose we just have to act as we normally would in a realistic situation. Right, it feels kind of wrong to attack the damage control teams. They're literally putting out fires, and we're shooting at them. I mean, they did shoot at us.
This door here.
Bloody big turbo lift.
I'm detecting a massive buildup of temporal energy ahead.
Self-destruct.
Yeah, along with multiple life forms, all armed.
Well, I think the good thing to do here is to prevent the self-destruct. At least allow for our enemies to evacuate. I think that's a pretty good suggestion for the triumph of good. Admiral? I don't suppose...
Nice try.
Nope.
But you're done here.
Ah! Stun grenade. Very weak stun grenade. Turvan, don't die. Okay, Turvan's not dead. I'm gonna die. Ah! Crouching helps. Oh, just spraying and spraying and...
You haven't seen the last of me!
Lovely! True to form. Where the hell is 7? Oh. Right, this is familiar.
I see him. Noise on the upper platform.
Right, find a stairwell! Or a ramp. Oh god, these stupid Krenim ships. Ramp. Anyone? Oh god. Target their shadowy fake ones. They can't be damaged if their fake versions aren't damaged.
It will be for naught.
Where the hell is it? I'm acquiring injuries left and right. Where's J'Ula and Baratus? Those bastards. Met them in the 24th century. That I remember. Right, what have you got?
History shows you have a habit of meddling in
History
the affairs of
is
others.
not relevant because this is a fake scenario! What have I even got? Minor concussion? Cracked ribs? Oh god, life is pain. Thank you, Excalbians. I hope this is a good argument for the good that I'm continuing with such pain. Noi, darling, you're not real.
Here to parley? Or shall we just start shooting at one another?
Parley would be preferable.
So, the Alliance sends a gang of assassins to stop me once again. Predictable. Before I kill you, understand this. After today, the Alliance ends forever. Thus always to tyrants. And their rabid attack dogs as well.
I think you're a bit confused. That's not happening.
I will fight this battle again and
right,
again.
Please no, like, extra
until I stand
reinforcements.
victorious.
Just Noi, please. Please.
I understand the need to bring back the ones we've lost.
Thank you, Michael.
Living in the
Talking
past
down.
and exercising futility.
Indeed, and killing more people will not bring them back. I mean, literally speaking it will, but they wouldn't want you to bring them back that way. Would your wife really be able to look you in the bloody eyes as you make sweet love?
How the hell do you know when we're having intimate relations?
There is no one on Deck 9, Section 12 who doesn't know when you're having intimate relations.
After knowing how you got her back to life? Okay, what is this exactly?
I will not be defeated. I control time itself.
Oh, reinforcements. Turvan, darling. Oh, there's a lot of reinforcements. Did they die with me? Did my reinforcements die with me, you bastards? I have 5 injuries. Radiation burn, minor concussion, cracked ribs, combat stress, combat exhaustion. You're damn right I'm exhausted. Someone save Tovin.
Enough! I will erase you all!
Yes, certainly, Noi. Just give me a moment.
Can't control time.
I mean...
If anything, time controls us.
Well, she's working with limited knowledge.
His grief blinds him to things like logic and truth.
Is this reverse psychology? He's shielded again. Stand by for reinforcements.
I'm so close. I won't let you win.
Tovin, you're kind of close to them. They're right next to me, aren't they? Hey. Are there any ensigns around? All of you have personal shielding. The ensigns have personal shielding? Tovin, you really are useless, you know? Not to beat someone while they're down, but... Can you not? Can't you see I'm busy? Do you shoot doctors as they tend the wounded? You honorless bastards! God, just how many times are you going to shield yourself, Noi?
I will end you and take my ship back.
You are destroying yourself in a mission to save others?
You cannot stop our plan.
Oh, lovely! They're creating a bloody sphere network, whatever it is, expanse! Ugh. I have a concussion, I have cracked ribs, I'm tired. Just die, Noi. Die or surrender. Surrender's always an option, no one bloody takes it. Oh, bloody sphere builders. You would destroy yourself and everyone aboard this ship?
No, no! I've come too far.
To die? Because that's exactly what you're doing.
This time I'll make sure you're never born.
No, I surrender.
If I have to, shoot you in the cradle.
No, that's mean.
Husband, please! You don't have to do this.
How can this be? You were lost.
I'm here now, husband.
Is this a hologram? This is a hologram. This is like a shapeshifter of some sort. Yeah, no, that's a changeling.
Why? Cloud.
Because this war needed to end, Noi.
Before it consumed us all.
Lovely. Hello. Madam Changeling. Who the hell are you?
Noi was a danger to all life, even in the Dominion. I could no longer sit back and watch as the Alliance failed to stop him. Time and time again. And so, I have done what you could not.
I would have tried.
Now, we must destroy this vessel, so it can never be used again. Let us end this war, once and for all.
You know, I agree with her. How am I going to somehow turn this around?
She's got a point. Without Noi, without Anorex, the TLF will lack the power and leadership needed to fight the Alliance. The war will end. And who knows, maybe there'll be a chance at a lasting peace this time. Stranger things have happened.
Indeed.
This situation could have been avoided. He was finished. You didn't need to execute him.
Indeed.
Maybe we can still do this the right way.
Go on.
This is a time ship. We should be able to generate a localized temporal spike and send ourselves back to a point before this whole situation goes too far.
No.
Let's finish this without resulting to cold-blooded murder.
Time travel is not a tool to be used willy-nilly. Absolutely not. I will abide by the temporal accords, even within a fictional scenario. If we utilized his methods against him, we would be doing exactly what we were fighting against. No. That's probably not the good way.
You have chosen wisely. I am pleasantly surprised.
Delightful.
I have much to discuss with the leaders of the Alliance. Steps must be taken to protect the timeline from criminals like Noi.
A temporal...
For you, the war is over.
Security Commission?
Return to your ships. I suspect we shall meet again.
Temporal division.
In due time.
Yes, certainly.
I believe that will be enough for this trial, my friends.
Lovely. Can I get some medical attention?
Yarnik awaits our return. He will, no doubt, have things to discuss after observing your actions here.
Of that I have no doubt. Shall we?
Let's return.
Of course a 23rd century person would not abide by temporal prime directives. Can I get a doctor? Sir...
In allowing the murder of Noi, you made him a martyr for his cause, and the temporal war continues. Noi's followers go on to destroy
Going back in time and trying again and again is an endless cycle. We have no guarantee of success that way.
They become the dominant force throughout space and time.
But we cannot use Noi's weapon that we fight against him. What kind of hypocrites would we be?
The loss of Noi was tragic, to be certain. But the risk of losing countless more to temporal manipulation was too great. In his madness, Noi's pursuit of vengeance would have laid waste to many a world. Bringing an end to that insanity was a mercy.
Your participation in the trial has been informative thus far, but we require more data to make our decision. Another scenario has been prepared. Enter the portal when you are ready to begin.
Give me a second to pop off to my ship, if you don't mind. I need a doctor. Are there really no doctors on K7? You've got to be kidding me. Where the hell is sickbay? Thank God. Doctor. Combat stress, radiation burn, cracked ribs, combat exhaustion. Combat exhaustion is a critical injury? Bruised ribs, Toven, and you've been complaining.
This way.
Indeed, shall we? How long have we been recording? An hour? Not bad. Right, doctor.
This place isn't familiar. Either of you know where we are?
It looks like a grubby cargo vessel.
I know where we are, I just don't know when. Knowing that's gonna make all the difference here, believe me. Let's take a look at those consoles and see if there's any useful information in them.
Very well. You take the lead, Commander. Oh, certainly 23rd century tech.
Science officer's log. ESA 4 was a test site for Section 31's Project Daedalus. It appears to be abandoned. The planet's atmosphere is toxic to most life forms, but we were able to establish a safe work area and habitat. We've set up a plasma reactor to power the phase discriminators we'll need to capture the Red Angel.
Red Angel?
If the plan works, that is. If it doesn't, this may be my final log entry.
Context, Commander?
This is a recent entry, but the area is deserted. We need to know more.
Do you remember this?
Science officer's log. Control found us.
Control?
We fought valiantly, but Discovery wasn't a match for Control's Section 31 ships. What's left of her crashed, not far from here. Somehow, Saru and Tilly were able to transfer the sphere data to this location. But it's only a matter of time before Control figures that out.
Context, please, Commander?
I need to get the sphere data somewhere Control can't find it. To do that, I need the Red Angel. But the thing is, I can't trap the Red Angel without help. So I can only hope that someone from Discovery has survived. And they make it here before Control does. If Tilly was here, she'd be a font of optimism. But I know what that atmosphere can do. I don't think anyone else is going to make it. Logic suggests that I take steps to destroy the sphere data before it's too late. For now, I'm sticking with optimism. As Spock would say, there are always possibilities.
You're familiar with Ambassador Spock, Commander?
Everything matches up to the point where Discovery crashes. That's where things change, and for the worse. Judging by the lack of survivors present, I think we have to finish what they started. If that's even possible.
Alright, well, I understand that sphere data is the objective of an enemy called Control. We can either destroy it, or get help in defending it. Simple enough.
Do you have a question?
Oh!
Control is a sophisticated artificial intelligence created by Section 31.
Lovely.
It was originally designed as a threat assessment program, but it evolved into something terrible. If it collects the sphere data, Control will pursue a path that ultimately leads to a complete loss of life in the galaxy. We cannot let that happen.
And its objective is the sphere data.
The sphere was a life form. It was extremely old and collected a vast amount of invaluable data over the course of its life. It passed that information on to the crew of Discovery before it died. Control did everything it could to acquire the data, particularly the data on artificial intelligence. It wants that data to achieve sentience. If that happens, it's all over. Control will be unstoppable.
Lovely! Let's get on with it. Right, Doctor, with me.
We were so close to this. To failure.
Keep in mind,
death.
Commander, this is a fictional scenario. You said we can't
need to
breathe.
set up the phase discriminators.
Okay, we can
at that
breathe.
console.
Okay.
Good. Now we need to prepare the stasis beams at that console.
I'm preparing the stasis beams. Wouldn't you be better at this, Commander?
So far, so good. We need to use that console to
let's
find
take
the
a look
EMP
around.
next.
It is a delightfully accurate recreation. Marvelous.
Almost finished. Use that console to align the containment field.
Yes, yes, I know what I'm doing, Commander. How are we looking?
We've set up the trap. Now all it needs is the bait. Me. You'll need to go back to the previous room, close the door, and turn off the vents.
I don't see how killing you will benefit us, Commander.
Yes. Assuming things go as they did before, the Red Angel will appear in time to save my life.
This is a fictional scenario.
When that happens, activate the trap.
Well, we are supposed to behave as we would without this being a fictional scenario, so... Godspeed, Commander. Closing the door. Where is 7?
I've done all I can with these ancient phase discriminators. We should have the power we need for this little stunt. But we're only getting one shot, so make it count. No pressure.
Thanks.
Ready when you are, Commander.
The door's open.
Right.
The door is open.
Do it.
Initiate sequence on my mark.
Never mind.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. Wait, abort! Do not engage.
What? Why?
Picking up a massive surge of tachyon radiation.
Okay, you mentioned a Red Angel.
Here! Do it! Do it now!
Activate the phase discriminators.
Yeah. How we going? Everything,
Activating
working out?
EMP.
Objective.
What are you doing? We don't have time for this. Discovery is gone. We have to deal with it ourselves. We have to stop Control now, or it all ends.
Commander? What? What is happening, Commander?
And now we have 2 burn-ups. This ought to be interesting.
Lovely. My cat is looking like she wants to eat cables in order to prompt me to give her food, but it's 40 minutes away from her food time, so she cannot have food. Commander, and presumably Commander. Greetings. I can walk right through it. Commander.
I get the feeling you were expecting someone else in that suit, Commander.
Well, I have no context, but yes?
Yes. My mother. She designed the suit with my father and used it to escape a Klingon attack. In doing so, she learned how Control ended all life in the future. After that, she used the suit to try and stop that from happening. Clearly, in this reality, that task has fallen to me.
Okay, you two seem to be opposed in objective, however. What do we do?
Transfer the sphere data to my suit so I can take it into the future, where Control can never find it. We need to act fast. Control is on its way here now. This needs to happen before it arrives.
I mean, you're being sent to the future consensually, and I see no issue with this. Let's get on with it. Fantastic. Transferring now. But how can you exist if our Burnham is... This is a fictional reality. We don't have to really contemplate that, do we? How are we looking?
How?
Gabriel Lorca? Oh, that's a lot of familiar faces. Some of whom are familiar,
actually. The sensor
actually.
log said Discovery went down with all hands.
We are Borg. It's pointless.
Lovely. Yeah, no, it did go down with all hands. These are recreations, and they're basically Borg...
Control's using members of Discovery's crew as shock troops.
Shock troops? They're certainly shocking. Captain Lorca, I'm certainly familiar with you. Thank you, Macrovirus. Oh, puddles! Puddles! Ah! Can you... Commander? Okay, no, you weren't an enemy. Defeat Control. Where... Do we have to...
If I leave the field, I'll return to the future. You'll have to fight Control without me.
Yes, I'm trying to find it.
Control can't be killed with regular weapons. You need to do something unconventional.
Oh, grenades?
Try to magnetize the floor. It'll disrupt it.
This floor is sand.
I'll distract it while you give it a magnetic shock.
The floor
It'll take several shocks to finish it for good.
The floor is sand. We cannot magnetize it. But we are making progress.
It's weakened. Lead it to the platform.
Okay. Oh, we can magnetize this floor. This is not sand. Can you... Did you just punch me? Commander. Oi. Come to the platform. Well done, everyone. You failed.
I've got its attention. Quick!
Okay.
Magnetize the floor!
Magnetize the floor. I found a console.
It worked! Do it again!
Okay, from where? From where?
It's distracted! Give it another blast! Magnetize
Okay,
the floor
same
again.
console. Does it need to be distracted? Can't I just
Good.
consistent
One more
magnetization?
shock to finish it off!
Lovely. From the same console? Goodbye, Romulan reinforcements. Bastards. Ah! Could you get back to the floor? Or do you have to be weakened for that? Because I can do both. Oh god, it's making babies.
Is there a problem?
Tanar's doing well. Although we are on a lower difficulty, so I can't really judge. Can you... What's with the ranged attacks? Stop it! Get to the floor!
Hurry! Magnetize the floor! Finish it off!
What does it bloody look like I'm doing?
That did it! It's down!
You're being grabbed onto.
Control is using nanites to take over the future version of me. If that happens, it'll gain access to the sphere data.
Shoot her in the head.
I can try to inoculate future Burnham with my own nanites.
Okay,
This
that's
should
better.
prevent Control from accessing the sphere data through her, but it'll alter her biosignature. She won't be compatible with the suit if this works.
Are you willing to sacrifice yourself, Commander?
Too risky. The suit could wind up trapped
Commander,
here.
you are not...
Given time, Control could find a way
Commander.
to access the sphere data.
Commander?
We need to think about destroying the data. Purge it from the suit before Control can access it.
Okay, if you're not willing to go into the suit, then I suppose destroying it is our only option. We cannot do this if you're not willing.
I could do that, but losing that data, all of that knowledge gone forever. Consider this. The means of eliminating Control could be held within the sphere data as well. Deleting it could be a fatal mistake.
That's a good point, because Control's still going to be a problem. Our options here are delete the... Can we inoculate her and delete it? Oh, wait. Well, no, if we delete, does that mean she dies? Let's keep her alive.
Shoot her in the head.
Get ready. This is gonna sting. A lot.
Do it.
Why'd you go through the
That's
suit?
a little more than a damn sting.
Oh, calm down. Who hasn't been assimilated once in a while?
Is worthless.
7.
Get it right. Resistance is futile.
Nice one, 7. What has happened? Oh. 7, you may have created a mutant. They've... 7. 7, that is former assimilated you, and they're gone.
I
A bit confused.
As are we all.
7? Where is 7? 7! Okay, let's just check on Michael.
It worked. The sphere data is secure within the suit, and future Burnham is immune to Control nanites. As I predicted, her biosignature has been altered enough to prevent her from using the suit. This Red Angel will fly no more.
Unfortunate, but the sphere data is secure. That's what matters most.
Unfortunately,
Can we
have
delete
a new
it now?
problem. At the end, before it beamed out, I think what was left of Control merged with some of my nanites.
Okay, is this part of the scenario? Along with some of your genetic material, of course.
Yeah, and now there's a Borg Control hybrid version of me running loose somewhere. Whatever the Excalbians are doing here needs to stop now.
Agreed. Let's get through to them. Oh, okay, so this is a legitimate threat. This wasn't something planned. We need to contact them as soon as possible. Get this over with. This is ridiculous.
Rest easy. The trial of Esau 4 has come to an end.
Right, delightful, but I think you might have a problem.
My apologies, friends. These events must have taken a heavy toll upon all of you. We should return to speak with Yarnik now. Let us leave this place.
I mean, is that Borg thing that happened, was that planned?
Come along, my friends.
Okay, we'll ask Yarnik. Whoop! Right, hello, Yarnik. Is that a problem?
While we appreciate the pursuit of knowledge, we also realize that it can lead to catastrophe. Because of your decision to preserve the data, Control continues to exist. The fate you work to prevent, the end of all life, will still come to pass.
I don't know. Your trial, that simulation. Lovely, but we have a problem?
The future is a very mutable notion. It is entirely possible that the actions taken today forestall Control's march to supremacy. The data preserved could very well hold the key to its defeat, along with many wonders long lost to the ravage of time. In the end, a life was saved, along with priceless knowledge. Both very good things, in my estimation.
I have my concerns regarding this trial. Yarnik isn't a very impartial judge, and he's clearly a prominent figure in Excalbian society. If his opinion of our actions continues downward, the situation could become volatile in a hurry. Still, it could be worse. We still have time to present our case here. Hopefully we will win some Excalbian hearts and minds in the process.
Okay, we're not going to worry about that thing you said we should worry about a second ago.
I have been informed that Yarnik and the others wish to privately discuss the results of the trials. You are free to return to your vessel, or remain here until the recess reaches its conclusion. Once that happens, you will be summoned to continue the trial. How would you like to proceed?
7, Commander.
As much as I'd like to see what a ship of this time period is like, I feel like we should stay here. We might have the opportunity to speak with Excalbians other than Yarnik and see what they think of all this.
True. Any insight on the trial or its possible results would be valuable.
I'm not as optimistic as Commander Burnham when it comes to the Excalbians. Returning to the ship has its benefits. I could use a drink. Several, actually. I leave the decision to you.
Well, I vote to return to the ship. I need to log all of this and contact command. Right. Good luck with the future, Commander Burnham. In the meantime, Captain Kel Indra to USS Laenara. 4 to beam up? Yes. Energize? Okay, the commander's staying here. Well, with that, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.